Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute you all. And wait for the others to pop on. You guys can hear me, right? You guys can hear me, right? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. All right, so it's just 7:01, so we're going to wait for everybody to get on here. Hi, Luann. I see your hand up. Oh, that was your hand, Luann. I can't hear you. Can you all raise your hand and tell me if you can hear me or not? You can. So then it's your device, Rosalie, not mine. Okay, letting those in the meeting that need to get in. Okay, I'm going to give it another minute and a half, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started. Rosalie, can you hear me now? Okay. All right, one more minute, and I'm going to go ahead and get going here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So tonight's meeting is about holidays and going to family and some holiday tips that will help you. So the first thing is I wanted to say that I put in the recipe group a couple of holiday recipes that you guys can check out. I also posted, I can't remember if I put in the important group or the fitness group, but I put 2 PDF workout sheets, one that you could do at home and one that you could do at the gym for quick workouts while you're away or while you're at a hotel or somebody else's house. So those are a couple of options for you. And those are, I just added those. I can't remember what group I added them to. I think it was the fitness group. The daily fitness shout outs group. Yeah, the daily fitness shout out group. So you'll see holiday workouts for your house and then holiday workouts at the gym. Okay. So the first thing I always talk about is the 3-bite rule. The 3-bite rule has worked for me. It works for so many. And the 3-bite rule is actually tried and true. So the first thing is you take 1 bite and you say hello to the food that you really want to try, that you know you're not going to eat the entire thing, but you want to taste it, right? Or you have like 5 different things that you want to try, but you know you don't want to have the whole like 3 tablespoons and use up all your macros for it. So 3-bite rule. Take 1 bite to say hello, then 1 bite to savor the flavor, and then 1 bite to say goodbye. So you get 3 bites. They're not like spoon shovel bites. They are regular bites. It does work if you do it like sweet potato casserole, because you know it has all the sugar and the marshmallows and all that in there. It does work. So if you guys try it, let me know. I do it. I know there's people that have been with me for a long time that have done the 3-bite rule. So I'd love for you guys to try that. Okay. So next thing I want to talk about is some holiday tips that I've compiled over the years. And I actually put it in a PDF, I typed it up. So I'm going to put those in the memes and motivation group when we get done. But the first thing is don't skip meals. Skipping a meal with the goal of saving calories prior to a holiday event will sometimes backfire on you and make you starving when you go to the event. So instead of skipping meals, your best bet is to have protein in the morning, in the afternoon, before you're going to the event, before Thanksgiving dinner, before Christmas dinner. Like egg whites, some Greek yogurt, maybe tuna, some deli meat, any of those things. Have that during the day. You don't have to eat your carbs and fats during the day. You can save that for the nighttime event if you want, or some of it. How about having some strawberries, some blackberries, maybe some string cheese? That might help you. It will curb your appetite. It'll prevent you from overeating that night. A lot of times what I'll do, we went to a dinner. What did we go to? We went to a party a couple of weeks ago. And all day on Saturday, all I ate was protein. I had a protein shake. I had egg whites. I had tuna. And then by the time the night came, I wasn't starving, but I was able to have everything that I wanted to eat. And I try to follow that rule when I have a big event or something I'm going to, or a party or whatever. Bring a healthy dish with you to wherever you're going. You be the person that is the inspiration to other people. Or if they're coming to you, make a healthier option. So like I have sweet potato casserole, but I'm also making just yams without all the syrup and without all the pecans and without all the marshmallows. I'm making broccoli au gratin, but I'm also going to have steamed broccoli. Not just for me, but for other people. I'll probably be the only one that's going to eat that stuff, but it's an option. One time we had like Sunday dinner, and Mike always makes his sauce and pasta and all that stuff. And I made spaghetti squash. And one of the people that was with us, they were like, oh my God, I'm so happy you made this. I didn't want to eat the pasta. So you never know what you're making that someone might decide. Like we're having 18 people over. So I have no idea what people are going to want to eat or not, but I'm making healthier options. At least that will give you one option that you know is tried and true and that you can have a lot of it. Like broccoli is a filler. Green beans is not really a filler, and especially when it's made into a casserole. Like the French crunchies and stuff that go on top, and I don't cook, I don't cook. So I'm not really sure what goes into it, but I'm assuming that there's cream of soup or something, right? Okay. So have healthier options. Choose your splurges. Scan the dinner table or buffet and choose a couple of your holiday favorites to splurge on, and then do the 3-bite rule. Because you might probably gonna want dessert. So like I put on my plate some mac and cheese, I put on mashed potatoes, I put things that I really want, and then I'll eat this. I don't need to have like the green bean casserole. So I'll put the steamed broccoli, and I'll do the 3-bite rule for those 2 things that I really wanted to try. And I'll do that with dessert too. Try to be colorful with your plate. Aim to have half your plate vegetables, not necessarily green bean casserole. That would really not work. Choose your drinks wisely. Stick to calorie-free drinks, water, tea, seltzers, instead of high-calorie festive drinks. And it makes me laugh because I work with young girls. I work at Orange Theory. And one of the girls was like, oh my God, I'm hooked on espresso martinis. And I was like, please don't tell me that, because you are 23 years old. And if you're getting hooked on espresso martinis, you're putting sugar down your throat. Literally. I said, and not so much, she's not overweight. I'm like, but not so much overweight, but you're going to ask for diabetes if you're going to continually eat those. And she's so young. And then the next girl said, well, why don't you do sangria? And I'm like, that is pure sugar too. Literally pure sugar. So be mindful of what you're drinking. Tito's soda is probably the most cleanest. I mean, calories is calories. Obviously, if you're going to have an espresso, a martini, or a like a fruity cocktail kind of drink, you have to consider the fruit and the juice in there as well. But if you think it's straight up tequila, your body processes it the fastest. Tito's soda. Otherwise, I'll be drinking my LaCroix. But choose your drinks wisely. Try not to drink your calories. I mean, what means more to you? Bonnie, I have to ask, are you exercising on a bike? Okay, that's awesome. I'm like, what is she doing over there? I love that. Sorry, I have like squirrel. Kind of like Danae, right? Danae, that wasn't annoying you, or did you just watch me? Danae, are you there? Can you hear me? That was like crickets for a second there. Oh, she must be frozen or something. Okay. Alcoholic beverages contribute to empty calories and can cause you to make poor judgments with food. If you choose to drink alcohol, do it in moderation. To have a glass of alcohol and then have water, a glass of alcohol, a glass of water. Okay, so this is big for me. We tend to equate socializing with family and friends with food. But remember, you're there to socialize, to see loved ones, to see family. Like, I'm super excited. My son is coming down from Orlando. My younger son lives literally a quarter of a mile away, and I see my son in Orlando more than I see my son that lives a quarter mile away. Mike's daughter's coming with her boyfriend, and we have people that we haven't seen. I'm excited for that. The food is not the forefront for me of socializing. It's taken me a long time to get there, but it's something that can be done. One of the ways is putting your back towards the buffet table, your back towards the appetizers, your back towards the dessert table. If it's not in front of you, you won't pick at it. If you're standing at the table or you're standing at the island of the kitchen and there's your antipasta salad on the counter, what are you going to do? Pick and talk, pick and talk. And then you don't even realize what you're eating, right? Because you're just socializing and talking. But if you turn your back away from it, you actively have to turn around to grab the toothpick, to do whatever you're doing, grab a napkin. Be more mindful, be more conscious of what you're doing. So visit the people, not the food. Say no to food pushers. Who has food pushers in their families? Friends. All right, raise your hand if this sounds like you. Hold on, I wrote these down. Sitting in my car. They say to you, you have to get some of that amazing pie. Does anybody ever say that to you? It might not be the pie, but it might be the chocolate cake. It could be whatever. You can always say, it does look good. I might have some after dinner. Or why aren't you drinking? Are you pregnant? You could say, I'm fine with water now, but I might have a drink later. Why aren't you eating any of these amazing, rich, delightful dishes? I'll try some later, but I want to have some veggies and proteins first. Can you eat that? I thought you were dieting. How many people say that to you? That is so freaking annoying, isn't it? So annoying. You can reply back and say, I'm not on a diet. I have fitness goals and I'm on a journey, but I practice nutrition. So I believe all foods fit in. That'll shut them up. Don't go the opposite direction and try to prove them wrong when they say that to you. I thought you were on a diet. I'm not on a diet. Then you freaking eat everything, right? We do that too. Just to piss them off and make them realize that you're not on a diet, you're gonna have whatever you want. But we are watching what we eat. We're just not on a diet. We can have it, we're just not gonna have a lot of it. I can't believe you only ate that much. You need to eat more. It's so good. It was good, but I'm full now, maybe later. You look fine. Stop worrying about what you're eating. How many of you hear that? You're skinny enough. You work out every day. As much as you work out, you should be able to eat whatever you want, right? I hear that all the time. And that's not how it works. I mean, I literally work out. My fitness calories burned is probably over 2,000 calories every day because of my job. And I do over 20,000 steps, usually 18 to 20,000 to 21,000 steps. But if I slip, I'll gain weight. So I know I was 248 pounds. I know that I have to be mindful, and I know that this journey is for life. So I always say it's not just about looks, it's just about being healthy, reaching my nutrition, staying within my nutrition goals. Savor the seasonal treats. Having treats once a year will not break or make your weight. Make sure you take time to really taste it and do the 3-bite rule when you're having that special treat. I don't expect you guys to be tracking everything Thanksgiving. You know, if you don't want to bring your phone with you wherever you're going. I usually do it in the morning, knowing what I'm going to be eating in the evening or in the afternoon, just so it de-stresses me. It's more stressful, more overwhelming, and it gives me more anxiety not having a plan. So I always go into whatever I'm doing with the plan, whether it's a holiday dinner, a party, we go out to a restaurant. I am the first person that will go on the website to look at the menu to ease my anxiety or ease my stress about eating outside of my norm. And people that know me personally know we are super social. We literally go out every Friday, every Saturday for sure. We go out, we're going out tomorrow night to see Dirty Dancing. We have season tickets at 2 different venues. So we're constantly going out. If I just winged it every time, I would be back to my 248 pounds. But I think very mindful. I'm very mindful of what I'm doing. I'm very conscious. And I do the 3-bite rule wherever I go a lot of times. Eat until you're satisfied, not stuffed. That's huge for me and Mike. Mike will always turn around and be like, that was a great amount of food. I don't feel like I overate. Like be mindful of that. That no one likes that icky, stuffed feeling after a meal. And we're going to talk about how you can get to that point. And don't feel guilty. If you overindulge, don't beat yourself up. Just make sure your next meal is healthy and be sure to incorporate exercise into your routine. And an idea would be if you're eating super early, I always get people to go out for a walk, depending on where you live. If you don't have that option, when you get home, you have those at-home workouts that I gave you just to get a bunch, get a little bit in, just to feel better about yourself. Okay, so here's a couple of things I want to talk about. It's all about portion control. Don't pile your plate. Plates are meant to be flat. That's why plates are flat. You're not eating from a bowl. Hopefully no one's eating from a bowl, putting all their turkey and all that stuff in a bowl. Plates are flat. It's meant to stay flat. Bowls are meant to go high. That's why they have edges, right? Eat, and you don't have to do this, but if you are going to more than one venue or more than one person's house, which a lot of us have to do, eat on side plates, eat on salad plates, eat on an appetizer plate if you have to go to more than one place. It will help you not eat as much as you would if you were to eat on a larger plate. It'll automatically make your portion smaller, eating on smaller plates. Okay, eat some salad or something light just before you go. So I know you guys want to eat everything that's all super yummy, but I usually eat, if something like that comes up, I'll usually have a tuna pouch before I walk out the door. I'll have a Quest chips bag before I walk out of the door. I've told you guys that before. I'll have one of those little Premier Protein shakes before I walk out the door. This way, wherever I'm going, I'm not starving or excited for the food when I get there. And this way, when I get there, I'm not picking at the appetizers that are on the counter, the table, wherever you're going, and I'm able to wait until dinner's served. But a lot of times we don't do that. And as soon as we get there, we're like, oh my God, I can't wait to have those. And I can't wait to try this. And, you know, the dip and the chips and all that other crap. But if you do those things beforehand, getting yourself a little bit ahead of the game, you won't feel like that. Search for the seasonal treats. Skip the bowl of M&Ms and save your splurges for things that you like to enjoy, the roasted turkey or the pumpkin pie. That's huge for me. I love M&Ms. I love chocolate. And I walk into somebody's house, if they have Andy's candies or M&Ms and it's Christmas time, like the first thing I want to do is like dig my hand in the bowl and just eat it. So I have to be very, very conscious of what I'm doing, knowing that, yeah, I do want to try some of the apple pie, or I do want some of the pumpkin pie. Is it worth it to me to mindlessly eat these empty M&M calories, which mean nothing to me, right? I could have those any time of the year if I wanted to count them out and put them in my log, versus something that's not always around. Bring snacks if you feel like you're going to be there for a long time wherever you're going, and you know you're going to be sitting for a while before you eat, and they're not having appetizers, but you brought a healthy meal. Bring a snack with you. Bring like turkey jerky, or bring a protein bar, something that will help you, because you're going to get hungry watching the football game, watching the parade before you eat. Drink 0-calorie drinks. We already talked about that. If you're hosting, there's always lots of leftovers usually. Don't be tempted to keep them. Tell everybody to bring a container if you don't want to give them your container. So like I text everybody, I'm like, it's BYOC, bring your own container. I used to supply my own containers, and then I ended up with none at the end of the day, and I never got them back. And then I started buying like the big containers and giving them away, and like putting a little note on them, like, thank you for coming to Thanksgiving. Here's something to take with you. They're all great ideas, but try not to have leftovers. Thanksgiving is one meal. It is not cooking. It is not wrapping up the food after, and it's not leftovers the next day. It is the one meal that you have set with your friends and family to eat. And that's a big thing that we don't do. We pick while we're cooking. We pick while we're packing the food up. And then the next day we're like, oh my God, I still have all those mashed potatoes left. I'm going to have that for lunch or dinner or whatever the case is. So send it away, give it to people. When you get your first serving of food on your plate, take your time, chew slowly, and then wait 15 minutes before you decide if you want to go get more. We usually eat and I'm like, oh my God, that was so good, I'm going to have more. You still haven't really digested the food that you just ate. So give yourselves that 15 minutes. Have a conversation with the person next to you. Yell at your kids. Go see what your kids are doing at the kids' table. However you do it in your house. If somebody's watching a game, get up and see what they're doing. But wait 15 minutes before you go back in for a meal too. Engage in as much conversation as possible. That will take your mind off the food. It will be distracting, and it will force you to eat slower. I know someone where they sit at the dinner table and they sit you next to someone, they ask you or sit you next to someone that you don't normally talk to. This way they can talk about stuff. They have conversation. You can ask questions, find out what's going on in their lives, that kind of thing. Not someone that you talk to on a daily basis. Look at all your options. Think about all the food that is on the table. Don't just beeline it and start piling on your plate. Take inventory of what's in front of you. Do I really want cranberries? No, but I really want to try this broccoli au gratin. So I'm going to try the broccoli au gratin, but I'm not going to have the mashed potatoes because I'd rather have the sweet potatoes, right? Choose by taking full inventory. Don't just beeline it to the table and just start piling it on your plate. Look at what's ahead of you and then take inventory and organize it in your head. You know, macros and body transformation and learning how to eat is all about here, not here. And a lot of you will start to realize that in the next week or two, that it's all about what you're thinking. Opening the refrigerator, you're no longer seeing food, you're seeing numbers, you're seeing macros. Your life, right, Vince? Your life has totally changed. Raise your hand if you started out looking at food in your refrigerator and now all you see is macros and numbers. It's so funny. Isn't that funny? And you can like tell me a food and I can give you a number like that because that's how you start to think. And that's how we plan our day, with numbers, right? I know I'm having my yogurt and my cottage cheese, but I have 50 grams left. What else do I have in my refrigerator to eat of proteins? Oh, I could have 2 tuna pouches. They're whatever, 22 grams of protein each. I'm good. Like we just think that way. Bring a dessert or something if you feel like you want to indulge in all these sides and you don't really care about the desserts. Bring yourself some light Cool Whip, pile it on a plate. Nobody will know if there's any pie underneath it. People won't question you, and just eat the light Cool Whip. Eat Jell-O. Bring Jell-O with light Cool Whip. If you have something there as an option, then you won't venture to something that you are not budgeted for. And again, it all comes down to budgeting what you're eating. All right, moving on. As you are eating your food, think about putting down your fork in between bites. So now I had to start doing that, not even having anything to do with holidays or anything, because I'm a super fast eater. And it's just Mike and I would be eating and Mike would still have a full plate and I would be done. So I had to start learning how to put my fork down and look over at Mike, take a sip. And Mike would say, what's the matter? You don't like it? Is it good? I'm like, it's great, but I'm going to be done before you even sit down. So I had to learn how to do that and put my fork down. It does make a huge difference. And I do feel like I'm more full. When you put your fork down between bites, it helps you chew your food thoroughly. And it helps you get more satiated, which means it fills you up by taking your time. Bring some sort of inspiration to the party. So we all bring our phones everywhere we go, right? It's part of us. Put a motivational quote on there that you can look at while you're at dinner. Put a before picture of where you started. Put in a picture where you want to be. Put your vision board on your screensaver. Oh, talk too much. I'm not getting cut off tonight. I get cut off every meeting. Screensavers are great. Before you go, and I'm big on journaling, journal what your plan is. Maybe not that night, maybe on Thursday morning, like what is my plan for the day? I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go to an Orange Theory class. I'm going to go train with Shannon. I'm going to go take a spin class, whatever it is, and start planning out your day. And then you can even plan what you're cooking. And by writing it out, it will kind of be making you more mindful not to pick at it. And then think about what you might eat for the end of the day and start putting it in your log. Log it before so you don't have to worry about doing it while you're there. This is something I already talked about. Don't put anything on your plate until you've taken a tour of all the options. Is this really, really what I want? Is this a 3-bite rule option? Is this a 2 tablespoon rule option? Do I really want as much of this as I want? Like that's me with mac and cheese. Know that you can always go back for more. You don't have to pile on your plate. You have the option to go back for more. But if you eat slowly and you're mindful, you probably won't go back for more. A lot of us tend to eat at holiday gatherings because of anxiety and, you know, going to see family and maybe somebody you had a fight with, or just being in the same space with family for hours. Just some tips before you do anything is sleep. Get a good night's sleep the night before. It will help with your cortisol level, which will help with your stress. That's huge. There's a there's an app that's called Headspace. It's a free app called Headspace, and it is a mindfulness app, and it helps calm you. I feel like everybody should listen to that app while they're driving. I listen to Dateline episodes while I'm driving. And then I think everybody's a murderer. I'm like obsessed with those. When you find yourself self-stressed, and this is a meditation thing, it's called the 7-11 rule. You breathe in your nose for 7 counts and you let it out for 4. Another option is a mindfulness of 5 deep breaths. And that's, they do that in yoga where you go, and you push it out your mouth and you can hear everybody breathing in yoga class. That will help you. That will also help make you not hungry, by the way. Those 5 deep out of your mouth breaths help you not be hungry. Always keep non-alcoholic beverages on hand wherever you're going. Because a lot of times when we're uncomfortable, we'll go for that alcoholic beverage. And you don't want to be drinking empty calories just because of the situation you're in. Because you think it'll calm you down. It'll calm your nerves. People say it all the time. I need a glass of wine to calm my nerves. So I got home from work and I had to have a glass of wine because my day was crazy. But try to do that breathing. It will help. It's Thanksgiving. Practice gratitude for Thanksgiving. Think about what you're thankful for and what you've been doing in your life the past 1 week, 2 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 16 weeks, how much effort you have put into your daily life right now. And think about how grateful you are for your friends that are supporting you, for having the Shred Tribe. The most important thing is, and then I'm just going to talk about something else really quick, is you're not perfect. Hate to break it to you. Nobody's perfect. We're all going to fuck up. It might not be Thanksgiving. It might be Christmas. It might be New Year's. But the best part about tracking macros is you're not on a diet. And if you fuck up, tomorrow's another day. That night is another night. You just go back to eating what you planned. You go back to tracking your macros. You get back right on track and you will not skip a beat. You know, I gained weight on my cruise, came back, went back tracking my macros, took it right back off. That is the most important thing to remember. If you try to be perfect, it's going to stress you out and you're not going to want to do this. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is really quick, when you are getting ready to go to a party or an event, people think that you can save exercise. And I've been hearing it all week. Oh, I'm exercising 2 classes this week, so when I eat at Thanksgiving, or I'm going to run an extra 5 miles every day this week so I can have whatever I want on Thanksgiving. It doesn't work like that. For one thing, you can't out-exercise a bad diet. So exercising is not going to forgive not tracking or not eating what you want to eat, or eating what you want to eat, or not being mindful, or not staying on budget. I just want everybody to understand that. I preach it all day long when I hear people saying that, or I'm going to stay for a double just to make up at Orange Theory. I'm going to stay for 2 classes because I can't wait to eat Thanksgiving. It doesn't work like that. Don't do that to yourself. You're setting yourself up for failure. First of all, you don't need to be working out 2 hours in a row like that. And second of all, when you eat on Thursday, they won't even know what you did on Tuesday for 2 hours. So you wasted 2 hours of your life. And then you overate on Thursday because you thought that it was because you wasted 2 hours of your life. All right, does anyone have any questions? I decided at the end of our meeting, I'm going to ask that. We have 3 minutes if anyone has a question. Does anyone want to give any advice or tips that they have done being in the Shrek Tribe for holidays? Does anybody like chocolate-covered crickets? I say that because it's quiet. Get it, crickets? Like it's quiet. Nobody wants to talk. Figured I would get a rise out of someone. All right. So that's all I have. If you do have any questions, someone just laughed for me and I appreciate that, but I don't know who it was. I can't tell. It's got like a laughy face or something. Oh, it was Catherine. Catherine, was it you? Was it your hand went up? I think it was Catherine. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go. It was you. Okay. And yes, my finger still hurts. Can you guys see how swollen it is? See it droop down right there. I dropped a 20-pound weight on it. See how bruised it is and cracked? Yeah, it hurts. Look at the difference between my two pinkies. Isn't that crazy? So that's why I didn't do the meeting tonight because it's pretty tender. It hurts pretty bad. I don't think I broke it, but I can't bend it right there. But anyway, all right, now I'm going to get cut off and I won't be able to say anything to you guys. So I hope you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving. Check out the workouts. I put recipes in for holidays. There's a sangria recipe in there. And then the workouts are in there. And then that tips sheet that I typed up, I'm going to put it under the memes group. So you guys will have that because I see people writing, but I'm going to go ahead and put that in the memes group. Do you guys want the thing of what to say when people say something to you also? If someone says this, say this back to them, or you guys have your own voice, you're good with that? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to everyone because now I have, I think, 42 seconds. I hope you guys all have amazing, happy Thanksgiving. Reach out to me. Let me help you. Let me be your support system. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be home. I'm working every day this week. Thursday, I'll be at Retro. Friday, I'll be at Orange Theory. So reach out to me. Less than a minute. Have a fabulous day, everyone. Remember, always be badass. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. Bye, everyone.